Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. This is COE 444 project, city networking and remote IoT. So this is basically the city. We have three areas: the power company, and then there's energy farm, and it's the urban city. I'll start by getting to the urban city. We have the corporate office, which all the remote IoT happens. Let me show you. Here's the server, IoT registration server. As you can see, we have here's IoT. We have 3 users. This is shared by this office, and there's the other office, the power company. This user, and this user by the power farm, and this is by the home over here. This is the office I was talking about, which is shared with the other office, and this is the power farm. Okay, so going back in here, we made here 4 VLANs: VLAN 10, VLAN 20. Those two are VLAN 20, and this is VLAN 30, and this is VLAN 40. And we isolated VLAN 10 from the internet. So if we, for example, we go over here, there's, for example, ping, or not necessarily a ping. We can just do it from here. For example, here to here. Successful. So you basically can ping anywhere throughout the network. So for example, here to here, first time fail, second time should work. Yes, so everything works here. You can ping anywhere throughout the network. However, if you want to ping somewhere out of the network, for example, let's say the other office, okay, there's 50.0.1. This is a router for the other office, so we can ping here. You see, unreachable. Or we can ping, for example, ping the power the power farm, 172.100.0.1. This is the router there, unreachable. But if we try any other VLAN or network, all of those in the same VLAN, so all of them are restricted. You can't go. This is using the ACL. If we try this, for example, this is the other VLAN, VLAN 20, like this here. Ping 52.50.0.1. It can reach there. That's the office, so it can ping the office. It can also ping the other city, the power farm, 100.0.1. Oh my bad. Ping. Yeah, it's pinging. So it's all going okay. Okay. Now, so yeah, that's the 4. And we added control office of the server. This is for the cell tower. We connected it to this router, so it can, which connects it directly to the internet, the cloud over here. So any 3G, 4G device can connect to the tower. For example, this phone. Of course, the logical view is a bit messy, but yeah, as you can see. But this tower, for example, is connected to many other devices, including this phone, because in the physical view you can't see the connections, those connections, the wireless connections. So I wanted to show it from here. See, smartphone. Okay, so you can go back here. This is the smartphone we were looking at just now. What I want to do is connect to this IoT server, which is, by the way, registered in the DNS server, which is, here it is, which is the default DNS server for any device connected to the cell tower, as shown here. I believe. Oh my bad. This is wireless. This is disabled anyways. Here, see, 192.168.0.66. This is the IP of this DNS server. Okay, going back. So we can do this www.iotservice.com. You can, for example, go for host. Oh no, sorry. The username for this area is basically Cisco admin. The password is 123QWE. Those are our IoT devices connected to this account, which is basically those two sirens. And you go here, and those devices, all those devices over here. Okay, and this is a database, a simple database with a router here. And this is a wire closet. We put a switch and the router, all the IoT devices connected to this switch. And this is the router that's connects us to the cloud. Okay, so let's go back to the IoT devices, the accounts. Okay, so let me, okay, there's a bug here, by the way. It doesn't show all the instructions for some reason. I'll show you some of them in a second. So for example, if we get, let me show you the fire alarm, basically, because okay, this car, okay, I clicked on it, it's gonna lag, it's gonna freeze a bit. There's an issue with this car is modified so that it can cause a lot of smoke, so the fire alarm can detect it. This is just a simulation for a fire. I believe it's open somewhere here. Yes, here it is. And here's the code. I just changed this, basically, smoke rates. So I just made it 3 because for some reason, I don't know why, if you make it just 3, which is the original value, the maximum it can go is like 0.2, which is not right. So I just made a big value instead, just for simulation purposes. And let me turn it on. If I turn on the smoke, which is okay, so you can see the two sprinklers are going on, sprinkling, and this is the fire siren alarm. The interesting thing is that we have the other fire alarm here on. This is basically to warn this office about a fire alarm, a fire going in the other office. This, which is here. If I turn off the smoke, let me show you this. Yes, home. Fire detector, which is basically a smoke detector. Just call it fire detector. Okay, so as you can see, 100% smoke, a lot of smoke because of the value I gave. Okay, now I turned off the smoke, slowly going down. For this device, the alarm goes off at 40. But as you can see, the sprinklers are going on, but this alarm is off. Once it hits lower than 20, the sprinklers go off. So the fire alarm goes on at 40, and the sprinklers and the siren goes on at that percent too, but it goes off at 20% instead of 40%. Another thing that I added into the system is security system, a simple security system. If anyone tried to breach the office. So this is a employee card. As you can see, the door is closed, camera is off, sirens off, everything is good. Employee comes, puts the card into and the door opens. He gets in, so on and so forth. But if you bring another card that's not an employee's card, intruder's card, what happens is, see, the siren goes on, the camera goes on. Let me show you how the camera actually stays on until I turn it off, either manually or by putting. I'll just show you now. So what's on now is basically intrusion warning office. See, this is this one over here. No, this is the other one over there in the other office. It's on right now. There's the, wait, my bad. Door cam. See, it's detecting who is looking at whoever's at the door, and then there's the, yeah, this alarm. As you can see, it's on. You can either turn those off manually. For example, here, intrusion alarm warning. You can see it here. See, turned off manually, or you can intruder again, and you can turn off using the employee's card. Camera goes off, the siren goes off, the other siren goes off, and everything is nice. Okay, and and I want to show you the connections to the cloud. What I did is it's basically in show run, there's something called encapsulate frame, encapsulation frame relay. This allows the router to communicate with the cloud. I did that with all the 3 routers over the 3 cities. We did that in those, okay? And we can look at here, frame relay. Of course, every serial I give, for example, this serial, which is this one, this connection. I give an urban 1, and this connection I gave it energy farm, which power farm, same thing. And then there's the industry. Oh, sorry, this is the opposite. This is the industry, and this is the farm. Okay, those 3. And what I did is frame relay, as you can see, urban, which is this, connected with e-farm. So serial 0 is connected to serial 1, serial 0 is connected to serial 2. I need to use another one other than the urban. You can use the same sublink. So urban 1 with the industry. So now this is connected with those 2, and this is this connects those 2 together. So that's how they connect through the cloud.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Hamzah Jan, and I'll continue where my friend MOTASIM have stopped. So let's continue on and see what we have in the urban city. So we can see here that we have a smart home that is consisted of multiple IoT devices like a lamp, a thermostat, a coffee machine, a window, and some RFID readers. So just like before, we know that by using the correct RFID, we can open the door, and if you use an intruder ID, the door will be locked and a siren will be activated. An extra feature in this house, we have an inside home RFID. The inside home RFID can be used to activate the IoT devices across the room. So if I were to put the RFID inside the home, we can see that the light has been activated, the thermostat has also been activated, the coffee machine, and the windows. An extra feature for our system is an intrusion detection system. Basically, we can detect any intruder that goes inside the home and does not use the RFID reader inside the home. So if someone were to step on the sensors, the siren will be activated, and the only way to turn off the siren is by putting the RFID of the original owner on the home itself. An extra aspect is that we can monitor the status of all the devices and all the IoT here using a smartphone or using a laptop. So by going inside the laptop, we can put the address of the IoT service and the username that we put for the IoT devices here. And now we can check the status of all the devices inside, like the windows, the coffee machine, the door, the thermostat, and all the other devices. Now we'll move on to the energy farm. In the energy farm, we can collect energy from the wind turbines and the solar panels. Currently, it is almost about 3 o'clock, and we can see that the solar panels are getting some power straight on. We can see we have about 79 watts from the solar panels. We can store these energies inside the farm into batteries. Next to the batteries, we have power meters that measure how much power we are receiving. For example, we can see that from the solar panels we are getting about 71 watts, while from the turbines we are getting about 23 watts. all of these batteries and power meters are also connected all together to a switch that is also connected to a router. So basically they make a router on a stick. The router is connected to the cloud. And by doing so, that means we can check the status of all of the devices inside our energy farm through any external device or any external network. For example, let's go through a home and go to our smartphone. By going to the smartphone, we can go to the IoT monitor and put the name of the devices we have there with the accompanying password. We can see that the monitors, the battery, and the power meters are all showing. I hope you have enjoyed our project for COE 444, and thank you very much.